Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be trying to make a little bit of like a power bar that I'm going to make shelf stable, put it in my backpack so I can take it on trips with me on hikes and have dense calories that I can just eat without having to cook or anything. So I got my recipe, I'm going to put it in the description, and let's get started. Step one is going to be preheat the oven. Because we're going to toast our oats, so we're preheating to 350. So it'll give that little bit of a whine. Alright, so for my oats, I'm going to be using 2 cups of old-fashioned oats from Walmart. I'm just going to sprinkle them onto my tray. Just kind of even them out. And then once the oven's preheated, these bad boys go in for 10 minutes. Alright, now in a pot on the stove, we're doing a half cup of shortening, half cup of honey, and 1 cup of peanut butter. You want to start by melting your shortening. And I'm hoping I got half a cup in here. We'll see how much comes out. And if you don't have shortening, you can also use coconut oil. Ideally, you just want a fat that is solid at room temperature. Alright, so I was able to scrape it. I scraped this container super clean, and that's what I got. Alright, I'm going to go ahead. I'll melt that on kind of low heat. Probably use a different burner. That was a bit big. Just above low is what I'm melting that on. And the oven's preheated, so I can put the oats in. And now that you just shake them flat, they're going to go in for about 10 minutes. Huh. Okay, I got that cleaned out, so I can just put this in now. I'm just going to toast for 10 minutes. And then, once this is melted, I'll go ahead and add the next 2 ingredients. It takes half a cup of honey. Alright, so I was going to go ahead and use half a cup of chocolate chips, but I don't have half a cup of chocolate chips. So now we're using almond Hershey's Kisses. And I'm just going to chop them up a little bit with a knife. Alright, I'm just kind of cutting them up roughly. They don't need to be super precisely sized. Alright. Once your oats are out of the oven, go ahead and preheat the oven, or cool at 300. Preheat it. Okay, and now that our shortening has melted, I'm going to go ahead and pour in our honey. And once the honey's out, doing the same with the peanut butter. This is chunky peanut butter because it's what I had. Creamy peanut butter probably will work better at creating a more solid bar, similar to the survival bars you can buy online. And you're going to heat that up and mix it together until it's smooth. Alright, so now that our chocolate is chunked up. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to transfer it into a mixing bowl. And we're going to need this in just a little bit. Alright. Now that our oats have cooled just a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to transfer them into my food processor, and I'm going to grind them up into a flour. Alright, now that you have your oat flour, and if you have oat flour, you can just use 2 cups of oat flour instead of 2 cups of oats. But I want to do this so I can toast it, and I didn't have oat flour. I'm going to just go ahead, I'll probably chop this up just a little bit more, but go ahead and just put this together. I just decided to might as well just try grinding the chocolate into the oat flour. Because I'm going to try it. My goal is for it can all stick together and I can eat it without making a mess at all. Even though I just made a big mess here, I don't want to make a big mess on my trips. Alright, so I got my tray out because I'm about to get all my ingredients mixed together. And I'm just going to line it with parchment paper. That'll hold better when I get everything in it. My wet ingredients are all mixed together as well, so I'm just going to go ahead, pour them out and pour them into here. And then mix these together. Alright, and I'll bring my pan over. Don't do this. It's very hot. I guess I'm leaving that unscraped because that is way too warm. Alright. Into the oven this goes. And that goes in, I believe, for 20 minutes. Alright, I got them pulled out. And I'm just going to let them cool. You want to let them cool completely before you cut them, because they're still soft. So I'm probably going to go ahead and put them in the fridge so that happens a little faster. What? You don't like it?
That's not good.
You don't like it? No? More for me then. Because I think they're pretty good. So I think they're pretty decent, but apparently they've got mixed opinions. Okay, so maybe if you don't like peanuts, don't make these, but I personally love them, and I could probably eat 2 or 3 of them in one sitting if I really wanted to, and that's dangerous because they are 500 calories a piece, and 2 or 3 of them would be a ton of calories. But that was kind of the point. I wanted something super small, energy dense, and shelf stable that I could take on trips. And personally, I think this turned out great. Maybe make a small batch and see if you like it the first time, but I'd make this again. And if you want the recipe, I'm going to put it down in the description because they're 500 calories, 12 grams of protein, really small. So if you're going for lightweight backpacking, maybe a good food option for you.